Hi, and welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel. We're here at MetroEast Community Media in Gresham, Oregon. And whether you live in Gresham, work in Gresham, or just occasionally visit Gresham, you should know about the Gresham Area Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center. And here to talk about that tonight is Allison Hart, the CEO of Gresham Area Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center, which is a whole lot of a mouthful.
The longest name ever.
And Keith Evans, who is the president of the board of directors. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So, Allison, let me start with you if we can. You've been on before, and the Chamber of Commerce does all sorts of stuff, but I'd like our viewers to hear about the I believe you call them the four core competencies, what the Chamber is all about, and then tell me what's new going on.
Right. Well, our core competencies are in 4 areas, as you said. That's representing the business interest to government, promoting and creating a strong local economy, promoting the community, and also providing networking and business connection opportunities. So those would be the 4 areas. And then we have a variety of programs that go along with that, and our strategic goals are based along those lines as well. And so what Keith and I thought we could do today is talk a little bit about where we're headed in 2012.
Great. Yeah, tell us what's new. And Keith, how long have you been involved with the Chamber?
I think it's been about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
I've been a member of the Chamber.
Wow,
I've been on the board for 4
been
years.
around longer than Allison has here.
Exactly.
Quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, and I bet you've seen a lot of changes in Gresham in that time.
There's been a lot of changes in the area, absolutely.
Yeah. What about in the Chamber itself?
Yeah, you see a lot of changes. A lot of different people come and go, and some really strong times, and then other times where you're kind of rebuilding. But
how do you feel about the times right now in Gresham?
I think these are good times.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, especially within the Chamber. I think we have a lot of good momentum, and a lot of things are getting stronger all the time. And I think we have a lot more to offer the community in a great way.
I think so too. Whenever I've been to a Chamber event, there was a great sense of camaraderie and support for each other. And I think that was the thing that impressed me the most the first time I went to a Chamber event, was that the support from one business person to another is amazing, really. And they try to not only attend events but they support others' businesses, and it's a good thing. So what do you have going on this year in 2012?
Well, a couple different things. We expanded our programming considerably this year. We created a series of programs which we're calling Chamber Tuesday. So every Tuesday there's something going on. We thought it might be a good way to keep people focused. Like, if you want to know what's happening, look on Tuesday at the Chamber, put it in your calendar. So we have a variety of lunchtime events, and some of them are educational. We have something called Learn at Lunch, which is geared towards small business and aiding small businesses. We've had a couple different topics. One of them was Facebook for business.
Perfect.
We also did one on branding and marketing, and our one coming up next week will be on networking, because a big part of the Chamber is networking, but a lot of people will go to events and talk to the same people that they know. So one of the things we're encouraging people to do is learn how to step out of your comfort zone and really use that time to build relationships, because people buy from or do business with people they know and like, but you need to create that connection.
Makes sense. Yeah, those are all very timely things. Branding,
Absolutely.
Facebook, and networking. Those are things that you hear. Those are some of the catchphrases you hear all the time. So you have evening events too, though?
We do an after hours. That was actually last night, which we had at Gresham Ford, and there were about 50 people there, and we talked a lot about Try Local First, one of our programs that also helps promote the economic vitality in our region.
Well, before you go on, while you're on the subject, tell us a little bit about Try Local First.
Try Local First is a committee of the Chamber, but we're also a coalition of other organizations. We partner with the Historic Downtown Gresham Business Association, with East Metro Economic Alliance, with Gresham Downtown Development Association, and the West Columbia Gorge Chamber of Commerce. And the idea is to really encourage people and educate people about buying local, because if you spend your money locally, it can stimulate the economy in ways that are it's just so huge what it can do for our economy.
Yeah, it's not just
a huge impact.
It's not just the money going to that particular vendor.
It isn't, because local people who own local businesses tend to invest back into the community themselves. And as our chair of the committee, Bess Wills, who's also our incoming president-elect, says, the job you save may be your neighbors, and it's true.
That's right.
It's true.
Well, I think we have a little public service announcement from about Try Local First, featuring you and Travis Stovall, who is on the board at MetroEast, but is a business person here in Gresham. So I think this might be a good time to take a look at that public service announcement.
Hi, I'm Allison Hart, CEO of the Gresham Area Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center.
And I'm Travis Stovall, Executive Director of the East Metro Economic Alliance.
The Gresham Area Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center encourages you to shop locally. There are lots of reasons to shop locally. Here are 3.
Number 1, most new jobs are provided by local businesses. This is not just true in our community, but nationally. It is really important to spend your disposable income with local businesses, creating the maximum of job opportunities in our community.
Number 2, when our dollars are kept locally, the taxes collected from those purchases are spent right here in our community for police, fire, and other public services. Safer communities happen when we spend locally.
Number 3, shopping locally even helps our environment.
So please join with the Gresham Historic Downtown Business Association,
The West Columbia Gorge Chamber of Commerce,
East Metro Economic Alliance,
Rockwood Business Coalition,
and the Gresham Downtown Development Association to try local first.
If you would like to learn more, please go to trylocalfirst.org.
Thank you for shopping locally.
The Try Local First Coalition was created by the Gresham Area Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center.
Great. That was made right here at MetroEast.
It was. And MetroEast has been a great partner for the Chamber. We actually do quite a few things. One of the things that is along the lines with our representing the business interest to government is we have our Government Affairs Council on Tuesdays, the 3rd Tuesday of the month, where we have elected officials speak or people like Bill Wyatt of the Port of Portland to talk about important issues to our region. And MetroEast comes every month and actually tapes our sessions and then airs them here, as well as providing us with footage to put on our website. So that's one of the ways we work in community.
Yeah, it's a good partnership. Yeah,
absolutely.
We like it. So hopefully we'll continue that for many years to come. So Keith, what has been what's your passion at the Chamber? What are you most interested in? Of all these 4 core competencies, what's the one that interests you the most?
Well, being a local pastor, what motivated me from the beginning to be a part of the Chamber was just the opportunity to strengthen our community, to be a part of the community and not be separate from, sometimes churches can be separate. So
that's true.
I wanted to be a part, and over time, that's exactly what's happened. I've gotten to know a lot of the business leaders and owners in the community, and I think help just be a part of strengthening the community.
Good.
But one of the things we've learned over the last year, I think both a real strength of the Chamber has been there's been a number of nonprofits, and we have a lot of great organizations in the community, but we realized as well that we need to do all that we can to strengthen local businesses, and so that's a part of what we're trying to focus on even more and be more effective in helping do that. So like our Tuesday meetings, providing more opportunities for that. But one of the core competencies is promoting the community, and so that's a broad. There's a broad way that we do that.
There's a lot of ways to do that.
Yeah, partly with the nonprofits, but just there's a number of ways that we do that.
How do you work with nonprofits? I mean, obviously we're a nonprofit, so that's one way. Is it that kind of thing? I mean, you partner with them in just a variety of ways?
Well, some of it's partnership. We are a membership organization, so all the nonprofits, and we do have 85, quite a lot, are members of the Chamber, and we can help promote their particular
85
events.
Nonprofits?
85 nonprofits that are Chamber members.
members.
We have over 500 members, so it's quite a lot altogether. And so some of it is that you just have the opportunity for a lot of exposure to the business community, and there's really a symbiotic relationship between nonprofits and the business community, because the nonprofits need the businesses, but the businesses also support the nonprofits, and therefore it goes round and around. So we work both ways, and some of it's community service and that type of thing. But then there's the nonprofits such as yourself that we're able to make a partnership because you have a service that we need, and we're able to provide promotion for you as well.
You have some content for our television channels.
Exactly.
You know, it reminds me of Human Solutions out in the Rockwood area. You know, that's a perfect example of a nonprofit, and their new location there, how they worked with area businesses like the banks and the mortgage brokers and all that to actually get what they needed.
Well, and it's an interesting thing because everything is tied together, because nonprofits actually make a big part of the economy, because if there's a nonprofit in the community, they need to buy services as well. And that's where things like Try Local First, if we can encourage the nonprofit to buy locally and look to their services and what have you, it increases that economic vitality in the region.
Don't you love the win-win things?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we talked about the promoting the community and the strong local economy. What else? What else do you do?
I would say one of the big goals that we're taking on this year is advocacy, and that's where we talk about being the voice of business to government.
Which is something I never knew till you told me about that the Gresham, that the Chamber of Commerce was involved in.
Well, it's something we're developing. We're putting together a platform through our Government Affairs Council, and so this year we'll be putting together policies and a procedure and a format. And there are very important issues that come through legislation that affect businesses and communities, and so we're going to take a more active role in speaking on what those are about and helping to educate our members about how those can impact them. And so the Chamber will be setting that up. And another big part of this advocacy is just the relationships we have with city, county, with elected officials at the city level, the county level, the state level, and also the federal level. Like, for example, yesterday, Earl Blumenauer spoke at our Government Affairs Council, and it was great because he went around the room and heard everyone's concerns, but it helped us have a better idea about what the needs are in the community as well.
That's great. That's right.
It was a win-win.
Yeah, it certainly is. I have to ask, it used to be just the Gresham Area Chamber of Commerce. Now it's and Visitors Center. Keith, that was added why?
Well, I think that was added several years ago. You might actually have a better history of it than I do.
I don't know the exact history of when it was added, but the Visitor Center is a part of what we do for Gresham. It's one of the ways we promote the community. So we field visitors that come into the office. We provide maps. We have a business directory and visitor guide with all kinds of information about the community.
We're going to have some of those
directories
directories here at MetroEast for you next week.
We have a map that we produce. We've actually got a new one that should be done in the next month or so that we're producing for the community. We're one of the only organizations that produces a map of Gresham and the East County area. And it's not just Gresham. It's the Gresham area because we represent Gresham, Fairview, Wood Village, Troutdale. We actually have members in Boring and Damascus as well. So it's actually a very broad area. We actually have a couple in Sandy too. So it really is about the region and promoting the region.
Well, good. We only have a couple minutes left. So what else? I know there's so many things to talk about. So what else in 2 minutes can you tell me that we really should know about the Chamber?
I think that the Chamber is a great place for nonprofits, large businesses, small business alike. And we're really looking to have diverse programs to work with all of those individuals, whether it be that you're interested in advocacy or you're interested in networking because you're more of a business to consumer type business. We can offer something for all of you. And I would say we're in a transformational mode where we're really growing and changing and really looking to serve the community and the business community particularly in a much larger capacity.
Good. Keith, any last words? Would you encourage somebody to join the Chamber?
That's exactly what I was going to say. If someone's curious and maybe was a part of it at one time and hasn't been for a long time or has never checked it out, check us out.
Doesn't cost anything to check it out, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of opportunities. There's not just one way to be involved. Some people can attend meetings or networking meetings. For others, that's just not going to work, but there are other ways that they can benefit from the Chamber. So go to our website or come to call the office, but there's a number of ways that could benefit the business.
Good. Thank you. Thank you both for being on here tonight.
Thank you, Monica.
So if you're interested in finding out more about the Gresham Area Chamber of Commerce, you know the website is on your screen, so be sure and check them out. And don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Community Hotline.